Hey everybody, this is Jennifer. I'm coming to you with a video on how to find keywords that will help you sell your item. This is actually from eBay. If you don't know already, it's called the Title Builder. So if you Google search eBay Title Builder, it will bring you to this page. And this should help you if you're having trouble narrowing down your keywords, or you don't have enough keywords to fill up your title, or you're unsure of the keywords you already have, if they are the ones that you should be using. So I just have put in a couple of examples to help you out and help you use this tool to find better keywords. Okay, so this will be the page. This is what it looks like when you get into the program, and I give you a couple of examples. The first one is a Ralph Lauren shirt. So basically, if I change this, say I have a white woman's button-down Ralph Lauren shirt. So normally what I would do, or a lot of people would do, they'd be Ralph Lauren shirt, and they would put maybe size 10, and it's white, and it's cotton. And let's see what else. It's button down. And what else would it be? Oh, it's long sleeve. Oh, look, it has a horse on it. Well, maybe you don't know. Let's say, so you're not going to use pony. Maybe you're like, oh, it's equestrian. Let's use that word. Now, I like this word, but not if there's better keywords to use. Now, that doesn't even fit. So now here I am. I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what's the most important keywords here, what to get rid of, what to keep. So I'll go to my title builder. So I'll type in, you want to keep it simple. They recommend 2 to 4 keywords to search out what you should put in your title. So I'll put Ralph Lauren shirt and women's. You don't want to forget the women or the men when you're searching for clothing, because it's going to bring up totally different keywords depending on if it's a woman or a man. So I put in that. And the first thing I want to show you is the hot items. Basically, this is searched by most buyers, and it's highly recommended. The popular ones, keywords with high search volume, they also highly recommend this as well. And these lines here, this is the competition level that they have, which you don't want a lot of competition because it's harder to be found. So basically, I like a mix. I like ones that are really, really popular, and I like ones with lower competition level. And as you go down, here's words that are searched. So keywords with a medium search volume, they also recommend this. And when you get to the bottom, it says extra. So what's the extra? The extra isn't keywords that buyers are searching. These are really common keywords that sellers are using with this Ralph Lauren women's shirt. So the sellers are using them, but the buyers really aren't looking for that. So you want to take a look at NWT, because a lot of people use that. NWT, new with tags. Your buyers aren't looking for that. If anything, they would say new. They're not going to use the eBay abbreviations in their search. So you got to be careful of the EUC, excellent use condition, and NWT, new with tags, because that's our language, but not necessarily the buyer's language. So that's something to definitely be careful of. So if you go up and you take a look, the women's and the women, if you use an apostrophe S, it's never kept together. I don't know how to put that. It's going to be separated. So basically, they're going to take that apostrophe S as an S by itself, and they're going to put that with all the S's that are being searched for small, and you will always see an S under hot searches, because it's taking all the apostrophe S's and all the S's that are for small and putting them all together, so it always seems like it's a really hot thing people are searching for. Like, it looks like people all are searching for smalls. They're not. That's just how it registers every apostrophe S. So you actually can I often do this. If I need a space or two and I don't have it, I get rid of the apostrophe S. So it's women and women's. They're both very popular So if you can fit both of them in your title, do it, because it will change the way it's searched. If you play with that on your own and you see where your item comes up when you put women and women's in your title, you will see it changes its position in the search engine. So it's just something to keep in mind. So let me go back to, whoops, wrong one. Let me go back to what I had. So I have women's, and then I have the cotton button down long sleeve equestrian. If I go back to the title builder, I'll see that, well, long sleeve is popular, so I definitely want to keep that. The button down, these all have low competition levels. They're recommended by eBay, so I probably want to keep that. So I'm still out of space. So size, can I get rid of size? You would think you could, but when you go back and you look, size is what they recommend, to keep size in there, because people are searching size. And what I did notice, but do your own research every time, no matter what I say, definitely take what I say and research it yourself. But what I did notice is women seem to search by size. They'll put size. I'm looking for a size 10. But men usually don't use the word size. You often can get rid of it in men's clothes. It's not one of the more popular keywords. But women, it is. They are using the word size. So you may want to keep it with the women. Now, say it's not an Oxford shirt. Okay, it's not an extra large. I can't use any of that. Okay, so sometimes you have to use your own common sense. So what I would do, cotton, maybe I want to get rid of cotton. I definitely want to keep the color. You know, even though that's not in there, I want to keep the color. You don't want to not put the color in the title. But I have women's apostrophe S. Well, I can get rid of that to gather some space. So I get rid of the apostrophe S. And then after shirt, I'm like, wait, what did it say about shirt? If I go back to the title builder, shirt and top are really put together as one of the hot searches. So I didn't have top in my title, so maybe I want to add that. So I'll put women, Ralph Lauren shirt, top. Now women's with an S is also popular, so I'll put women's. Oop, doesn't fit. It doesn't fit because I have this equestrian over here. Let me get rid of that. Women's, size 10. So I got white button down long sleeve. Everything's looking good. I have a couple of extra spaces. Now, I know from doing other research with Ralph Lauren, pony and logo are very important. Now, right now, I can't fit both. So do I want the pony or do I want logo? I think I'm going to go with logo. Now here's the thing, you're going to have to make decisions sometimes and you may be wrong. So if it's not selling, you can go back and play with these keywords. You can change them. But this will help you maybe, hopefully, get on the right path. I did a couple of them just to show you a few examples, not just one. Like LL Bean men's jeans. Say you picked them up. You're like, well, if you just put that in, LL Bean men's jeans, what's going to come up is flannel lined is searched a lot. So say you didn't have a pair of flannel lined jeans and you search this and you see this come up. This also may give you ideas of what to look for, because you're like, hey, people are looking a lot for flannel lined LL Bean jeans. Maybe I should be looking for them. And maybe it will cause you to go and do some research into flannel lined men's LL Bean jeans, which for me have sold pretty well in the past. So, you know, it definitely will key you into different things you may need to be looking for, as well as building your title for what you have. So, okay, pretend you have the flannel lined jeans. And I've done this, and I've seen it before where people say flannel jeans. Well, you may want to put that lined in there because people are looking for that. That's a good keyword. So even though you're saying flannel, you may want to say lined, because some people may just use the word lined jeans. And what I did not do in the past is I didn't put what kind of wash the jean was in the title. But by looking at this, if I have room, I definitely may want to add it, and there's not a lot of competition for that. So here it gives you great ideas. I actually really like this tool. I can't say I use it all the time. Sometimes I'm just like trying to go as fast as I can, so I don't always use it. But I do use it, I would say about 50% of the time I do. Okay, and the last thing is Okay, let's go, let me make up a title. Let's say I have a vintage wool men's blazer. So I'll say a vintage men's wool blazer. You'll see this too. People will do that. They'll space, never use that. I'm kind of making a false title so you can see mistakes people usually do. Never take up precious characters with spaces like this. And say they'll be like, okay, herringbone, and then they'll say size 42, regular, and then you'll see this a lot, great condition, and then you get the really excited person that does this. That's a total mistake. You don't want to do that because people are not searching for it. You know, so you're totally taking up precious, precious keywords with a title that has great condition with many, many exclamation points. You also do not want to use capitals. I'm pretty sure capitals mess things up. So you don't want to use all caps to make a point because I'm almost positive that screws up your search and it doesn't register correctly when you use all capitals. Okay, so let's go back to the title builder. I think I have it somewhere. Yeah. So it says men's wool blazer vintage. That's the keywords I use to try to find the title. And as you see, that S is there again as the hottest keyword you can use. And it's only because it's registering all the apostrophe S's. So when I look, I use the word blazer, right? But it's also a jacket and it's also a sport coat. That's a really popular search. So whenever I have a blazer or a sport coat, I use jacket, sport coat, and blazer. So hey, let me go back here and let me change that. So if I went to go change it, I have blazer, sport coat. Oh, look at that amount of space. Well, guess what would be the first thing to go? This ridiculous thing on the end. So let's get rid of that. Let's go back, sport coat, and jacket. So we have that. Okay, so let's go back and let's see what else they like. Another thing that's popular is tweed. And do I have tweed? You know, let me get rid of this so I don't keep going back to it. Okay. Okay, so I have herringbone, but I don't have tweed. Now, let me see. If I put tweed here, do I have room? Yep. So I could put it there. Okay, it's starting to look a little bit better. Okay, here you have your men and your men's, both there and popular, and believe me, it does change the way it searches if you have it with the S or without the S. So right now, let me add the men without the S, just for now. Okay, let's see what else we have. If we go down to just searched, which is still highly recommended, this is interesting because this will show you that Pendleton in vintage blazers is popular and Harris tweed in vintage blazers is really popular. So this will help you with your shopping as well because it will show you what people are looking for. But what it's showing is people are really looking, if you look up it says 2, and if you look down here it says button, so people are looking for 2 buttons. So, okay, I want 2 buttons. So do I have enough room? Nope. I'm out of space. Well, let's get rid of these space-taking things that we put in here for no reason. So I still can't. Yep, well, maybe I can. Let me try. 2 button. Okay, it just fits. So now it's looking even better. So let me go back and see what else I did wrong. Right here. If you go down to the bottom in that extra, which is basically saying this is what sellers are really finding popular, however the buyers really aren't looking for it that much, VTG. So remember what it says, keywords being used by most sellers. But when you look up here, what's being searched by most buyers, that isn't there, but the spell out vintage is. The full vintage is. So I want to get rid of this and put the word vintage in here. Now when I go to do that, I run out of space. So what do I get rid of? Well, I do have the word size. Do I actually need the word size? If I go back here, and remember what I said before, women seem to use the word size more when they're searching for things, but men don't. And if you look, this is interesting. The sellers are putting size in their title, but it looks like none of the buyers are using the word size when they're searching for their blazer. They're just searching for the size itself, which in this case I put down 42 regular. So I can get rid of that. So that allows me to spell out the word vintage. I almost have the entire thing filled up. Now what I do recommend, you have to think like the buyer a little bit. The most important things you want more to the front. So I really don't want that size laying on the end of my title. So I want to cut that out. So I want a vintage men's wool blazer sport coat jacket. That'll be first. And before I describe it, I want to put the size like right after the word jacket. That's what I do. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct, but that's what I do. So now this title is incredibly different than it was when I started. And I don't know if it's perfect, but I think it's definitely better. And I find that this helps me out a lot. So I'm hoping that it will help you too. And I'm hoping you found this video helpful. And I really appreciate that you watch my videos, and I hope you enjoy them, and I hope your sales are going great. And I will see you next time.